answers are the Cuban Missile Crisis. I can tell they said they didn't practice before. It was completely obvious. Hello everyone, my name is Levi Smith. This is actually my first time ever doing stand-up comedy. However, if you ask my family and friends, I've been doing it for years now. See, I feel like I just have this natural urge, this natural calling to do stand-up comedy. It's because all of my stand-up comedians, not all my stand-up comedians, but my favorite stand-up comedians, just like me, are a little overweight. Gabriel Iglesias, they literally call him Fluffy. That's a terrible Fluffy impression. Jim Gaffigan, this guy's talking about Jim Gaffigan. That's my Jim Gaffigan impression. Like Kevin James, all these guys are overweight. And if you really think about it, there's a reason why. I mean, all of my fat friends, present company included, are just naturally hilarious, and here's why. Natural selection. If you want to get a girl in the year 2021, 2022, but 2020, my mind is stuck in last year. You gotta have one of three things: looks, money, or personality. Now, I'm not saying, ladies, you wouldn't date a fat guy with no personality. I'm just saying he has to have enough zeros in his bank account. See, if you think it... Yeah, that's enough from you, Mr. Crisis. If you really think about it, right, you have to have a personality as an overweight guy. And I know this myself. See, I feel like I have a pretty solid personality. Not to brag or anything, but I think I'm slightly funny. I mean, there's a room full of college students laughing at my jokes. You have to be funny and have it happen, right? And not to inflate my own ego, but I think I've got a solid personality. And here's how I know that. I'm really good at making friends with girls. If not, too good. Anyone ever been friend zoned before?
Yeah.
How many people have been friend zoned more than 4 times? Anyone been friend zoned more than 8?
Reggie, keep that hand up.
Look, I once got friend zoned by a girl I had 3 conversations with. I didn't even like her. She told me, I asked her, hey, why'd you friend zone me? She said, I didn't want you to get any ideas. That's how bad it is. And see, being friend zoned is terrible. But you know what's even worse than being friend zoned? Being brother in Christ zoned. That one hurts. My junior year of high school, we're coming up to summer, and this girl, she texts me, and the first 2 words of the text are, hey brother, I hope you have a great summer. So yeah, I'm gonna have a great summer. Summertime sadness, am I right? I respond back and I'm like, hey, I hope you have a great summer too. I just wanted to let you know that obviously we're brother and sister in Christ, the Bible makes that clear. But I don't think of you that way. I actually really like you. She knew this beforehand. I wrote a lot of awful sappy poetry. Something about a boat. There's a boat analogy in there. I've really grown up a little bit, I think. And she responds back with 2 words. Okay, brother, period. I didn't hear from her the rest of the summer. She's actually a really good friend of mine now, and every time I see a brother in Christ or brother zone post on Instagram, I send it to her and say, hey, this reminded me of you. She moved to Texas. All my brother zones live in Texas. I literally didn't plan that joke. It's obvious that one was terrible. See, so being friend zoned and being brother zoned is bad, and I'm at 9. But see, that's not all of my failures, because there are times when you don't even get friend zoned. Last year at my other school, I started hanging out with this girl. She was an RA. We went to the same church. Everything seemed like it was looking up, this person's actually really cool. And one night we're on rounds, we're sitting in the first floor lobby, and I'm, being funny, because like I said, you gotta have a personality. I'm cracking jokes, doing the moves, you know how it is. And so I'm like, well, what's a really good conversation starter? Well, I like music. So I asked her and I say, hey, what's your favorite song and why? Not just what's your favorite song, but why is it your favorite song? She hits me back with this. My favorite song, I think it's WAP by Cardi B, because it's so empowering for women. And I'm like, no. That's when I figured out she had a whack asinine personality. And that was, this is a family-friendly show. What do you think I was going to say? Get your mind out of the gutter. This is a family-friendly show. We're at a Christian college. We're at a Christian college, right? So he says, like, on the worship team. So then that was like the way that all of like asking girls out, or like not asking girls out, but like talking to girls at Ottawa were, they just were, it's Ottawa, right? I transferred from Ottawa. Yeah. Yeah, there's a reason why I transferred. It has nothing to do with girls. I promise it has nothing, just a little bit. Girls played a very little, not at all factor into me transferring. See, there was this one girl, like she came from a Christian school. I thought she was cool. We had class together first semester, we had biology together second semester. And like I finally was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna ask her out. That day I got put in quarantine. For 2 weeks, I came back and she had a boyfriend. Yeah, so then I transferred and I'm like, okay, here, like my life can't be in this way. I gotta make it, right? I'm gonna make it. And so I come here, and I gotta say I'm doing a lot better here than I was there. There's a girl in the class. And actually the story of how like, she noticed me is actually really interesting. In class, I won this epic like 2-minute rant about abortion, threw out facts like, you know, men can't have an opinion on abortion, say that to the, you know, Supreme Court justices who are all men who decided Roe v. Wade, right? All I'm saying is men can't have an opinion on that unless they're, you know, pro-choice, right? It's a fun and consistent, wow, that got really deep. That got really deep. I'm so sorry, I have no clue what came over me there. And like afterwards, she turns around, she introduces herself to me, and we had like a 20-minute conversation afterwards. And not just like, hey, what's your major? Hey, what do you do for fun? What do you do here? Like deep stuff. Like, how long have you been a Christian? What's your opinion on this? She knew who Tucker Carlson was. I don't know many girls who know who Tucker Carlson was. Hannah, do you know who Tucker Carlson is? Yes. Okay. Point period.
Oh, shoot!
That was me. Hey, Brandon. I really like what you're wearing. It reminds me of this math teacher I had at Ottawa. I hated that guy. He was actually like 85 years old.
He's 85.
We should probably talk about this story. Like, I don't believe in love at first sight, but I might now. This 20-minute conversation was amazing. This was Wednesday. I cannot wait for my Monday class to come around. I wake up in the morning, I get started, I get dressed, I'm wearing this nice outfit. As kids would say, it was drippy. I don't know, don't ask me, I didn't write these, I wrote these jokes. So it turns out, I show up, I'm like feeling good, right? I'm gonna get there 10 minutes early to class and like talk to her, it'll be cool. And I've got like confidence through the roof at this point, right? And I walk in 10 minutes early, it's 1:50, my class is at 2 o'clock, and I walk in 10 minutes early, I strut my stuff a little bit, I walk in to realize I'm 50 minutes late for my 1 o'clock class. I'm 50 minutes late to my 1 o'clock class. Turns out class starts at 1 o'clock, not 2 o'clock. I missed the quiz, I missed the notes, we're about to have a test soon. I don't talk to the girl before class. I'm freaking embarrassed because I'm 50 minutes late for class. And so I'm like, great, how do I salvage this? And so I go and I talk to her after class and I'm like, hey, is there any way I could get the notes for today? Like I gotta at least have some kind of conversation with her, even if it is completely negative and I've embarrassed myself because I'm 50 minutes late for class. And I'm expecting her, like I got my phone out, I'm ready to like take pictures of her notes. I'm expecting her to hand me her notebook. She doesn't do that. She takes out her phone, opens it to the contacts app, slides it over to me and says, here, give me your number, I'll send you the notes. Yeah. All I'm saying, guys, for those of you who, like me, have trouble getting girls to like you or whatever, show up 50 minutes late for class. That's how you get girls' numbers. I tell you all this to say, she friend zoned me 3 weeks later. Thank you, everyone. You did such a good audience.